Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So, you heard the terms cloud computing and AWS thrown around, and maybe it all sounds a bit tricky and complicated? Well, in this video, I'm going to break it all down for you in plain English. We are going to talk about what the cloud actually is, what AWS is, and then I'm going to show you step by step how to launch your very own server in the cloud. No prior knowledge needed. Let's get started. Alright, let's start with the big one, cloud computing. The easiest way to think about it is the difference between buying a house and renting an apartment. Imagine you want a place to live. If you buy a house, you have to do everything yourself. You have to pay the full, huge price upfront. You are responsible for all the repairs, the plumbing, the roof, loan, everything. It's a lot of work and big commitment. Now, imagine you rent an apartment. You only pay a monthly rent. The landlord takes care of all the maintenance, fixing the sink, painting the walls, all stuff. You just use the space. Cloud computing is like renting instead of buying. In the tech world, companies used to have to buy the house. They had to build their own huge rooms full of physical servers, which cost a fortune and needed a whole team to maintain them. With cloud computing, you just rent the computing power you need from a giant company. They own the massive apartment buildings of servers and they handle all the maintenance, security, and upgrades. You just focus on using it. You pay only for what you use, which makes it super flexible and cost effective. If cloud computing is like renting, then who is the landlord? Well, there are a few big landlords out there, and the biggest one is called Amazon Web Services or AWS. You know AWS, right? Well, they became so good at running their own massive websites that they had a brilliant idea. Hey, we have all this extra computing power and expertise. Why don't we rent it out to other people? And that's how AWS was born. Think of AWS as the biggest and most powerful apartment complex for your digital stuff in the world. They have millions of customers from tiny startups to Netflix and NASA, all renting their servers, storage, and other tech services. So in a nutshell, cloud computing is the concept of renting tech resources, and AWS is the biggest company that provides those resources. So why is this such a big deal? Why does everyone use it? Three main reasons. First one is cost. You don't have to spend millions buying your own servers. You pay as you go, like a monthly utility bill. This is game changer for students and small businesses. Second one is scalability. This is my favorite part. Imagine your website suddenly goes viral. If you own your own server, it would crash instantly. But with AWS, it's like your apartment can instantly grow into a mansion and then shrink back down when you don't need the space anymore. You only pay for the mansion while you are using it. Third one is reliability and security. AWS has data centers all over the globe. Your stuff is backed up and protected in a way that most companies could never afford to do on their own. Now let's get to the hands-on part. The most common service people use on AWS is called EC2. The name is fancy, but the idea is simple. Remember our rental analogy. If AWS is a giant apartment complex, then an EC2 instance is your individual apartment unit. Technically, it's a virtual server in the cloud. You can think of it as a remote computer that you have complete control over, but it's physically sitting in an AWS data center somewhere. You can install software on it, run a website from it, pretty much do anything you could do with a physical computer sitting on your desk. And the best part, you can run this computer by the second. You can turn it on when you need it and turn it off when you don't. So you stop paying. It's incredibly powerful. Alright, enough theory. Let's go into my AWS account and I'll show you how to launch your very first EC2 instance. Now we are in the EC2 dashboard. To get a new server, we click this big orange button that says Launch Instance. Let's click it.